Big and mean, that's the storyline today on SICW Wrestling Explosion. Hello, I'm Larry Matisick. First, rugged Flash Flanagan faces 335-pound Big Jim Hoffarth. Then Gary Jackson, who's as tough as they come, opposes 410-pound Bull Bronson. The St. Louis Classic moment features 450-pound Crusher Blackwell, who was an amazing performer. We'll also visit with Heath Hatton. He's not huge, but sleek, skilled in high flying, with a big match on top July 26th. Let's start the action. It's Flanagan against Hoffarth. Drew Abbenhouse, our ring announcer, steps outside the ring. Wait a minute, Flash Flanagan has something to say.
For just 1 second, because I just proved somebody wrong. I have heard for years that everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man, and he just asked me how much it would cost for me to move to this dump. And I told him there was no amount of money that could ever make me move here.
Well, Flash, that's the way to make friends and influence people. Flash Flanagan says he's not interested in moving to East Carondelet. It's Flash Flanagan against Big Jim Hoffarth. Two big, tough men. A lot at stake here. They're both main event performers, and of course, you know Flash Flanagan considers himself the uncrowned classic wrestling champion. He's a good one. I can count, what, maybe once that he's been pinned here? Once in a tag match, maybe one time on his own. And Big Jim Hoffarth jumps in from behind. Whoa, you don't expect that. Big Jim Hoffarth's kind of been favored by the crowd. Now he gets cracked on by a kendo stick, and now we have a battle outside the ring. I don't know if the bell's even sounded as Big Jim Hoffarth and Flash Flanagan get into it. And Flanagan pounds away on Big Jim Hoffarth, a farmer Big Texan. Flanagan, arrogant and aggravated after that attack from behind by Big Jim. Well, Big Jim was never too honest of a competitor sometimes. He broke a few rules as the Big Texan, and he's still not afraid to be a tough guy and a mean guy. Big and mean, that's Big Jim Hoffarth. Big and mean, that's Flash Flanagan. Big chop by Flanagan, and whoa, Big Jim takes it. Big chop, whoa, from Hoffarth, and back from Flanagan. Whoa, back and forth. Nobody seems able to move each other. Whoa, well that worked. Flanagan took his thumb and stuck it right in Big Jim Hoffarth's eye. 4 sizzling chops, 2 from each man, and neither man was phased. And here we go outside the ring into a battle again. Whoa, Flash Flanagan slammed headfirst into the press table by Big Jim Hoffarth. This baby's about out of control already as Hoffarth and Flanagan go at it hot and heavy here in the East Carondelet Community Center, packed as usual. SICW draws the crowds. Uh-oh, look out there. A chair brought into the ring by Flash Flanagan. Referee Jay King trying to keep that chair from getting into the ring. Flash Flanagan. He's not a favorite of these people, but you know it's kind of funny. They may boo him, they may yell at him, but they really respect him. I've heard a lot of fans say to me, oh, that Flanagan, he's tough, he's smart. And that's the key thing about Flash Flanagan you got to remember. He is a good wrestler. And every now and then, just when you think, well, it's all rough stuff and mean stuff and breaking the rules, he'll come up with some really quick move that's right by the book, and he'll get a pin. That's the danger when you wrestle Flash Flanagan. Don't count him as being a one-dimensional opponent. He's not. He's a multi-dimensional opponent, and that's what Big Jim Hoffarth has to remember. Big Jim scores that suplex. Oh, I'll tell you, Jim hits you with enough like that, he'll open things up, open the door for the giant splash, and then it doesn't matter how smart you are and how trained you are, because you're going to be in trouble. Big Jim Hoffarth grabbed by the shirt, and oh, Flanagan, like a rocket, sends Hoffarth flying through the ropes and out of the ring. Big Jim Hoffarth, stunned, being out on the floor. Here comes Flash Flanagan outside the ring. He grabs Hoffarth, another punch to the back. A punch to the face. Hoffarth grabbed by Flanagan. Oh, he blocks. Hoffarth blocks the slam into the ring post. He slams Flanagan into the ring post. And I'll tell you, we're still having a Donnybrook outside the ring here. Flanagan lands a punch on Hoffarth. Drags Hoffarth over to the press table and slams him into the press table. Drew Abendhaus trying to get his microphone out of the way because suddenly ringside is being wrecked by Big Jim Hoffarth and Flash Flanagan. A punch to the jaw. Flanagan tries to get into the ring, but Hoffarth doesn't let him, and the referee, Jay King, has reached the count. Both men counted out outside the ring. Flanagan and Hoffarth counted out outside the ring. This match is ruled a draw, and it has been a Donnybrook.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is an added attraction, one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by his manager, Travis Cook. Don't even try to do it. You know something? First of all, keep him away from me. It never fails. No matter how much success I have here, there's always 2 or 3 people ganging up on me, or there's always somebody hitting me with a weapon. A few months ago, the honky-tonk man hit me in the head with a guitar and gave me a concussion. About a year ago down at the baseball stadium, Ken Patera, Rocky Johnson, and Baron Monreski shaved my head. And last month right here, that no-good redneck Jim Cornette hit me from behind, I might add, with a tennis racket. Well, I have hired a fine young athlete here to make sure that it never happens to me again. This man is going to make sure that nobody lays a hand on my beautiful body. Ladies and gentlemen, the Travis Cook organization is proud to present to you from Chicago Heights, Illinois, weighing in at 410 pounds and growing. He is the chief of security for the Travis Cook organization, Bull Bronson! And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 220 pounds, he is the Night Train, Gary Jackson!
Well, I'll give Drew Abendhaus credit. He stood in there. That was a brave ring announcer. Bull Bronson in the ring and Travis Cook spouting off, and he announced Gary Jackson, and now it's Gary Jackson, who is roughly half the weight of Bull Bronson, but you'll never know it with Gary Jackson. That man's a rock. He's made out of concrete. He's going to have to be with Bull Bronson, landing that forearm to the back. But you heard Travis Cook say, the new director of security. Very interesting. I know from the grapevine that Bull Bronson has some other obligations right here in the near term where he might be traveling to the West Coast along Oregon, California. He has some business to do there. And Travis Cook was willing to cut him a deal, let him have a little time off, and also I heard help him have a trip to Las Vegas in the meantime. And then Bull Bronson will be back in tow with Travis Cook, Ken Casa, and the whole Travis Cook organization. Whoa, and Bull Bronson missed the charge at Gary Jackson. Gary begins pounding back on Bull Bronson. Forearm uppercut, another forearm uppercut, knocking Bull Bronson off his feet. Well, that doesn't happen easily. Reverse whip by Bronson, and down goes the Night Train. Compliments of Bull Bronson. Count of 1, and Gary slips away. Bronson begins strangling. Bull Bronson, big, mean, tough, just like Ox Baker was in his heyday, and he'll be here July 26th at the East Carondelet Community Center. Once again, SICW, something special, something different, and we talked about the grapevine. Here's a little note from the grapevine too. August 16th, make a note. August 16th, the original Mr. Wonderful, who was in the first WrestleMania ever, Paul Orndorff, will be coming to SICW. Put that one on your calendar too. Ox Baker, July 26th. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, August the 16th, plus all the action, all the stars of SICW. You can see why. This promotion's on fire. Well, look at the house. Packed in there, standing room only. Every seat sold. Standing in the corners to see SICW Wrestling Explosion. And right now, Gary Jackson hopes they don't see him squashed like a pancake as he's caught in a bear hug by Bull Bronson. Bronson squeezing Gary Jackson. Jackson You can get a submission out of him, well, that's going to be a miracle, because he doesn't quit very easily. He, of course, like Ron Powers, was known as one of the proteges of King Kong Brody, our dear friend. Brody, of course, is the one who gave Gary Jackson the nickname of Night Train. We've talked about that before. A big forearm from Bull Bronson on Gary Jackson. Whip to the ropes. Up into the air. Look out. Oh. Big backdrop by Bull Bronson and Gary Jackson shaking. Bronson covers Jackson. Gary kicks out. Bronson frustrated, but it's probably his own fault. He took a little bit for granted there. He thought, well, I've pinned men with lesser moves than that. Well, it's going to take more moves than that to put Gary Jackson down. Oh, chin breaker to the head, to the chin actually, by Gary Jackson. Jackson, drop kick, staggers Bull Bronson back a foot or two. Another forearm uppercut. Those forearms probably more effective than punches right now against somebody like Bronson. Bronson won't be whipped. No, he hangs on to the ropes. He fires Gary to the ropes and throws a big kick up into the side of Gary Jackson's head. Bronson covers Gary. Gary once more tries to kick away. Yes, Saturday, July 26th. What a night that'll be. Ox Baker at the East Carondelet Community Center. Iron Man Ken Casa defending the Classic title against high-flying youngster Heath Hatton. Can Hatton go that extra step? Can he go the extra mile? Can he become the Classic Wrestling Champion? Casa, more than a year now that he's had that title. Not many people have been able to push him too far. Obviously, that's why he's got the crown yet. Ricky Cruz against Daniel Eads. Tough match there. Daniel Eads trying to build his way up. Oh, that headbutt by Bull Bronson didn't work. Another headbutt. Gary Jackson takes it, and Bull Bronson is staggered. Gary, whoop, a little shuffle. A headbutt. Flying shoulder tackle. He puts the 410-pounder down. Bull Bronson kicks out at the count of one, but Gary Jackson took Bull Bronson off his feet. Gary wants to fight. He says, you want to fight? Let's fight. Big jabs. And then Bronson, getting angry, he grabs a hold of Gary Jackson. He's firing Gary Jackson right over the top rope. Right over the top rope. Gary Jackson has been thrown over the top rope, and that's an automatic disqualification. An automatic disqualification, so Gary Jackson gets the win, and obviously Bull Bronson didn't like being taken advantage of in that way. And here we go outside the ring, a battle going on between Gary Jackson and Bull Bronson. Outside the ring, and I'll tell you, Gary Jackson is hanging right in there. He will not take one backward step against Bull Bronson. And now he grabs the chair and says, well, let's see if we can even it up this way. Drew Abenhouse pushed in between the men by Travis Cook, and Drew says, don't hit me. Gary says, no, I'm not. I'm thinking about Bull Bronson. Or I'll tell you, I'd hit Travis Cook.
Ladies and gentlemen, for throwing Gary Jackson over the top rope, Bull Bronson has been disqualified at 4 minutes and 31 seconds. No winner by disqualification, Night Train, Gary Jackson.
Jackson the winner by disqualification, but I obviously feel there's going to be some more things to settle between these two, and Gary would like to say a word or two.
If you want some, come get some. Cause I'm a bad man, and I play by 3 rules. Rule number 1 is I come out to win. Rule number 2 is I refuse to lose. Rule number 3 is Big Bull, I will cheat to beat you. And rule number 4 is the most important rule of them all, Big Bull. Don't forget the rules. Because I'm right here, and I'm not going nowhere just yet.
Gary Jackson, he's made a stand against Big Bull Bronson. Ox Baker will be on hand when the Classic Championship is up for grabs. Title holder Iron Man Ken Casa, managed by Travis Cook, opposes challenger Heath Hatton. It's Saturday, July 26th at the East Carondelet Community Center. Ricky Cruz tangles with Daniel Eads, plus Jake Durden, Flash Flanagan, Gary Jackson, Big Jim Hoffarth, Jazz Wesson, Big Daddy with Red River Jack, and more. For tickets, call 286-4848. Casa versus Hatton. Cruz versus Eads. Meet Ox Baker in person. Saturday, July 26th in East Carondelet. Saturday, July 26th at the East Carondelet Community Center, there could be a new Classic Wrestling Champion because Iron Man Ken Casa puts the title on the line against a very hungry, a very dynamic Heath Hatton. Heath, big moment in your career. What do you think? Are you fired up? Are you ready?
I'm more than ready. Larry, let me go back to about 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember. My first match at SICW was against Ken Casa. My very first match. And when I came in, you told me I could wrestle Ken Casa, go against the best, or I could wrestle somebody else. And I chose Ken Casa. Since that moment, I have not been able to figure out how to beat Ken Casa. I feel like I know how to beat Ken Casa. I don't know how to beat Ken Casa and Travis Cook. I don't know how to beat them all. I feel like I finally figured out the way to beat Ken Casa.
Well, in that tag team match that just happened on June the 21st, you found out a way to make him tap.
It was a great feeling to make Ken Casa tap. It would have been an even better feeling if he would have tapped for the heavyweight title.
And maybe that can happen on July 26th. So you have that in front of you. Are you nervous? Are you worried? Is the tension building? Because I know anytime a young wrestler, and I'm not saying that in a bad way at all, because Luthez was a young wrestler, Jack Briscoe was a young wrestler, John Cena was a young wrestler when they won titles, that pressure's got to be building.
I wouldn't say it's building per se. I'm more anxious. I feel like it's my time. I feel like I've worked hard enough. I feel like I've put in the time, the effort, the energy. I've done everything I've needed to do for this moment. It's just not happened. I've tried everything I could. I've been dealing with Travis Cook and Ken Casa for the last 2 years. I came in here, I told you, I told her, I told everybody I wanted to be champion. I wanted to go for the title. And there's been just some great champions since I've been here. I want to be in that class. I want to be in the same class as a Ken Casa, as a Ron Powers, as a Ricky Cruz. And I haven't been there yet. And I feel like I'm as good as those guys.
You mentioned Ricky Cruz too. That's an interesting point, because one of your early matches was with Ricky when he was a champion. I think it was a non-title match though, and you really held your own. You made Ricky work hard. Now Ricky's kind of got a different attitude about things nowadays. Did that match maybe help too, give you a little bit of a boost when you found out, hey, I can go with somebody like Cruz? Because he's good whether you like him or don't like him right now, whatever his attitude might be.
Ricky Cruz, when I came in here, I think I told you I wanted a match with Ricky Cruz. The fans wanted it. I wanted it. I wanted to see where I stood. He was the champion. He was the top. Everybody wanted to be him. As far as his attitude is now, when you've been at the top and you're at the top and you get knocked back down and you get knocked back down and you get knocked back down, you get hungry and you start wondering, how can I get back to that level? Luckily, his new little anger issues, he hasn't came towards me. You know, this last match a little bit, he's got his hands full with Daniel Leeds. He needs to worry about Daniel Leeds before he worries about Heath Hatton.
Now we have to worry about his Travis Cook, but I'll tell you, the title on the line, Heath Hatton against Iron Man Ken Casa. I think it's going to be a terrific match, and we'll see how far up that ladder you have climbed. Can you make that last step, Heath?
I'm not only going to make it, I'm going to exceed it. My goal is to make Ken Casa tap, to make Travis Cook watch Ken Casa tap, and to walk out of SICW the new World Heavyweight Champion. Saturday, July 26th, East Carondelet Community Center, Hatton and Casa for the belt. Ox Baker will be on hand when the Classic Championship is up for grabs. Title holder Ironman Ken Casa, managed by Travis Cook, opposes challenger Heath Hatton. It's Saturday, July 26th at the East Carondelet Community Center. Ricky Cruz tangles with Daniel Leeds, plus Jake Durden, Flash Flanagan, Gary Jackson, Big Jim Hoffarth, Jazz Wesson, Big Daddy with Red River Jack, and more. For tickets, call 286-4848. Casa versus Hatton. Cruz versus Eads. Meet Ox Baker in person. Saturday, July 26th in East Carondelet.
Drop kick by Blackwell. Oh.
If anyone set a standard of how to use his size, it was Crusher Blackwell. It's a bet that today's Bull Bronson studies Blackwell's tactics. Let's go back to January 2nd, 1982, wrestling at the Chase, a handicap tag bout sending Crusher Blackwell against Tom Malloy and Dewey Robertson.
Stiles, part of the ring post. Forearm smash by Blackwell. Oh, a knee drop to the back of Stiles. Get ready in the emergency room unless Stiles can turn things around. A diving headbutt into the back by Blackwell. Oh my goodness. 482 pounds flying around that ring like a jet. I wonder what the air controllers think of that when they see it on their radar screen. Oh. Blackwell lifting Stiles, retreating to the ropes. Oh!
just smashed into the mat. And that's it. The running body slam by Crusher Blackwell.
As awesome as Blackwell is, he ran into tough sledding thanks to classy Dewey Robertson during a handicap tag bout. Robertson's partner was Tom Malley.
Robertson reaching out for Malley. Malley unable to make the tag. Blackwell lifts Malley with a body slam. Blackwell retreating, takes to the air, leg drop. Oh. I think I can safely describe that as a giant leg drop. Count of 1. Oh, Blackwell wouldn't pin him. Blackwell could have pinned him, and he wouldn't do it. He wanted to hurt him. Blackwell could have pinned him there, and he wouldn't do it. Robertson with a fist clench, staring at Blackwell. Blackwell again refusing to pin the man. Robertson yells in at the other referee, why don't you stop him? The man may be hurt. Blackwell strutting. And again, Blackwell and Robertson yell one another, and the referee chases Dewey Robertson back to the corner. How do you like that, says Crusher Blackwell. Malley, really groggy. I think Blackwell could have pinned him before and just refused to do it. Oh, running body slam by Blackwell. This could be it. Oh, tag's made. A tag was made, and Robertson comes into Blackwell. Looked like Blackwell had him down, and Robertson was tagged in. Blackwell got in the wrong corner after that running body slam. Headbutt by Blackwell knocks Robertson out of the ring. Oh, Blackwell's going out after him. Blackwell going out of the ring after Dewey Robertson. Blackwell pounds on Robertson outside the ring. Another smash by Blackwell and Dewey Robertson outside the ring. A shot to the stomach by Blackwell. Blackwell, a forearm smash. Robertson trying to keep his feet. Blackwell, oh, he tried to run him into the post. Robertson stopped it and slams Blackwell head first into the post, and Blackwell doesn't even seem phased. Robertson and Blackwell battling outside the ring. I think the referees reached the count of 20. Blackwell again run head first into the ring post by Dewey Robertson, and Blackwell not even moving. Robertson grabs a chair, and we have a confrontation outside the ring between Robertson and Blackwell, who I do believe are both counted out outside the ring. Tom Malley, he's out of the picture. The crowd starting to yell, Dewey, Dewey, Dewey. The referee's trying to keep Robertson and Blackwell apart. Now Blackwell grabs a chair. Blackwell grabbing a chair. And Robertson and Blackwell beating himself in the head with the chair, as though to tell Robertson, you can't hurt my head. That guy is rather unbelievable. Now Robertson offering a challenge to Blackwell. The referee's trying to keep them apart. Well, let's go to Mickey. Well, maybe we won't, because Blackwell trying to get back in, and Eddie Smith and Lee Warren have their work cut out keeping these two apart. Robertson wanting a piece of Blackwell, daring him to come into the ring.
Ox Baker will be on hand when the Classic Championship is up for grabs. Title holder Ironman Ken Casa, managed by Travis Cook, opposes challenger Heath Hatton. It's Saturday, July 26th at the East Carondelet Community Center. Ricky Cruz tangles with Daniel Eads, plus Jake Durden, Flash Flanagan, Gary Jackson, Big Jim Hoffarth, Jazz Wesson, Big Daddy with Red River Jack, and more. For tickets, call 286-4848. Casa versus Hatton. Cruz versus Eads. Meet Ox Baker in person, Saturday, July 26th in East Carondelet. Big and Mean was important today, but so was determination. Flash Flanagan and Big Jim Hoffarth were both determined to not give an inch. Gary Jackson was determined to stand up to Bull Bronson, and Heath Hatton is determined to win the Classic Championship from title holder Ironman Ken Casa in East Carondelet Saturday, July 26th. In addition, Ox Baker, as big and mean as they came in his day, will be on hand to meet everyone July 26th as well. As usual, a lot is happening in SICW, so be there for every exciting show.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 3 minutes and 32 seconds,